All right, guys, so here we are today. We are going to make a paracord bracelet. It's not 550 paracord, it's just art paracord, but this pink paracord here is glow in the dark. I will give a demonstration of that after the video, and I'll show you guys how it glows. It's actually fantastic. This stuff glows really well. I have made other bracelets with the glow in the dark, green or blue or other colors. This is pink and white. I've used 550. I'll mix this in with 550 military spec 3 paracord, or just military grade paracord, which is a paracord like this one here. Um, this paracord has several survival strands in it that you could use, possibly have to use in a survival situation. So you have your basic um, polyester strands or cotton polyester strands in here. These are pretty heavy duty for making, like, say, a gill net or whatever. Um, this yellow strand that you can see here, there's a yellow strand inside there. That yellow strand is 40-pound test fishing line. This red thick strand here is wax coated jute for starting fires, or if you had to light something. This the whole way through this paracord here is all the jute, and same thing with the other ones. And then there is a very thin white strand here, which you can see there. That's for sewing line, or if you had to put stitches in somebody or yourself to stitch up a wound, that's what that strand there is for. This is military spec 550 paracord, incredibly tough. I do make bracelets with that as well. So the glow in the dark bracelets, this one here that we're gonna make today, the glow in the dark material. There's many uses for the glow in the dark too, not just for glowing or to be able to see people at night. I had a fantastic idea because I used to use glow in the dark fishing lures when I lived in Ontario, and specifically I used glow in the dark lures in Lake Ontario for salmon fishing. So I added these into the survival paracord bracelets because if you could get them to glow at night, say with a headlamp or with a light that you have, and you get that on a line, you could cast that out. And especially in the streams and rivers in Western Canada, there's lots of salmon and trout. So I don't know if it would work on them or not. I guess you guys would have to try it out. In a survival situation, everything is fair game. So, all right, we're going to start this paracord bracelet today. And we're going to put the end in here. Sure. Yep. This way here. So you can go this way. This is a lark's head knot, or lark's knot. I don't know if people pronounce it differently, I guess, everywhere you go. So you just want to put that first knot in there. And you want to make sure that that first knot is good and tight. It's tight on there. That's your lark's head knot right there. And then you're going to take the other strands here, the back strands. And there's this other buckle on the back side here. And we're just going to put these two through the back of this buckle. Here. We're just going to bring these up and through. Sometimes they get a little bit mixed up and you just got to sort them out. It's super easy. I just hold them one like that, grab one like that, and just pull them. Or pull them out and put the other one through the other side. Just as easy, I guess, right? Sometimes the easy way is not always the best way. All right. Or the way that works. I'm gonna put this strand in through here. All right, so then we have this. We're going to bring it back, and we're just going to open up the paracord here, the lark's knot, and we're going to slip these two through here like this. Bring them back through. Then we're gonna tighten it. That's how I just kind of pull them and use my thumb to push that lark's head through. It doesn't matter. This doesn't have to be super tight because all of this is going to be involved inside of the bracelet anyway. This doesn't have to be incredibly tight. I mean, taut, but not like super, super, super tight. And depends what color you want. What color do you want on the top? What color do you want on the bottom? So you have your, like other paracord bracelets where you have your V here can be glow in the dark, or you could have your V of the gold and white paracord going this way or that way. So whichever one you want to be on the ridges, on the edges, is the one that you'd put underneath. So today I think we'll make this paracord bracelet with the glow in the dark paracord in the middle. So we'll go underneath. Start underneath. There. One goes through, one goes under, like that. Pull. So we have our start. Then you can just push this knot right up to the edge, like that. So then we're going to start it again. We're going to put the we're going to go through and through. I'm going to make our knot again. And we're going to go under. Through. So that's one way to do it. If you want the white on the inside, glow in the dark on the outside. And then the other way to do it is the opposite way around. So you'd start with pink you'd start with pink over top and gold and white underneath. And then you'd have this part glow in the dark, the middle, and then you would have the white and the gold loops on the side of the band. Either way, I think they look just as good with glow in the dark. And you just kind of pull them tight. People have various different ways of doing this. Some people can do it incredibly fast. I can do them pretty quick too. Like usually takes me about 10 minutes to do one, 15 minutes to do one, depending. I know some people that can do 3 to my 1, and they're incredibly fast at it and incredibly accurate. So this goes this way. Here. And then we have paracord that way. So the 550 paracord, the military spec 3 paracord is thicker. So we have a thicker paracord for the military spec stuff, the stuff that I showed you with all the strands in it. It's going to be about 1 millimeter bigger or so. So I think if you're going to make them of all one color and not mix anything with it, then it's probably a good idea to bring your size back about 1/2 inch. because it adds for that little bit of thickness, takes off the length that'll go around your wrist, right? So I find it's better to do it that way. And they say for one of these bracelets, 8 feet is what you would use. I don't use 8 feet. 8 feet I find is way too long, and then you have way too much waste left over, which is no good. Because some of this paracord, like this glow in the dark stuff, isn't incredibly less expensive, kind of like this stuff here or other less expensive brands. Everything that I order to do bracelets, all this kind of stuff, for everything that we order to do bracelets, you can find it all on Amazon, including this military spec 3 or whatever it is, or military style survival paracord. Get it all off Amazon. I'm not going to list any brands because I do not get paid for it, and I do not get um, sponsored by them. So you guys can just have a look and find whatever you like and order it. Took me a little while to learn how to do this, though. It took me, just my brain couldn't seem to pick it up at first. I was like, how these knots and all this and that. And then I've watched people make macrame pot hangers and plant hangers, different things like that. And thinking I'm going to this winter get into doing some macrame stuff, trying it out with the beads, trying different patterns and things like that. And there's many different patterns of doing these bracelets as well. One of my favorites is the dragon's eye. Making a dragon's eye bracelet is not incredibly difficult, but there's a little more to it than just this. And then you have it looks like a dragon's eye in between every loop. Every other loop has like a color kind of that pops out at you in 3D. It's really neat. But I find I like the glow in the dark, most spec and glow in the dark ones for survival situations. I definitely think in the grand scheme of it all, the glow in the dark would be excellent for fishing, and I'm actually going to test it this week. I will do a video on that, of me testing the glow in the dark pieces of the leftover strands I have from making these bracelets at a place that's just sorry that's just out of town here. I know a place just out of town here where I'm willing to go try it, and there's lots of trout in that lake. So I also have a kayak. I mean, the weather is getting cooler, but I know how to swim and I ain't too worried about it because I always have my life jacket on anyway when I go out there and give it a shot. As long as there's no snow on the ground, we're good to go. So we'll have to go drive out there and see. It's about an hour and a half from town here. But one of the better places I could think to go. There are other places that have trout, but a little bit further away, and it's never a guarantee. Yeah, so this is how it goes, and this part on the outside will glow, and this part on the inside does not. It's just gold and white. Some people say it's pink, peach. I guess it's up to the person wearing the bracelet. I say it's pink and white, but tomato, tomato, as people say. Yes, and this is exactly how we do it here. Getting to the end. That's the last strand we're going to do there. Now we're good to go. Now we can unbuckle it from here. And this is the other part that is glow in the dark here. So you could have a bracelet that's like this, or you could have a bracelet that is like this. It just depends on which line you start with on which side. Super simple. Then to finish the bracelet, what we're going to do is I brought my eyelet with me. Yeah, right here. Just, there you go. Boom. Eyelet's there. I just take this. It's threaded. I don't know if you can see the threads inside of there or not. We just kind of thread it on like this here. Threads onto the bracelet. And then what this does, now when you go to the back side of the bracelet, you can put it through here. So they just like kind of pop this through. Takes a little bit of patience and a little bit of force to push it through, because I make my bracelets, they're tight. Get them through like that. It's basically just a big sewing needle, and you just give it a pull. Boom. That's one through. Pulls it off. And then you take the other strand, screw this other strand. You can actually feel it. You can feel it tighten too when you're putting it through. And I'll put this through another strand here. Usually something around there. Usually come out the other side. You're not going to break the bracelet, so you can put some force into it. This bracelet is particularly on the tight side. So. You can get thinner needles like this too, but I prefer the big ones because it's just because I'm going through the bottom of the other one. That's why. Okay, so sorry guys. I was going through the bottom one as well. That's why it was so tough to get through there. Usually it's not this difficult to get through. There we go. Yeah, pull that off. Good to go. Put that back in the stand. And I usually just take that, give it a good pull. Take this, give it a good pull through there like that. And like I said, different people do this all kinds of different ways. This is just the way I do it. Okay, so then what we'll do is we'll give it a trim about here. So you have literally about 1 millimeter hanging out of there. This one I'm going to go down and off to the side, so I'm going to cut it a little bit longer. So there, only have 2 pieces left that are like 7 inches on that one, and probably about 6.5 on that one. So it's not much leftovers, but you could use this for all, like the ends for all kinds of different things. So then you have one of these. There are other tools you can get to mash the threads, but you know what? I'm not about to spend a whole bunch of money on shit I don't need. So then here comes this. You just kind of plate that up. Give it a good, I kind of turn it to mash it down, and it mashes it into the other threads, and it just gives it a superior hold because it literally just mashes it all together. And then you can't even see it from that side. From the side here, you won't see it once it's finished. And same thing with this one here. You just want to kind of give it a bit of a light, pull it out, and then just mash it into these threads here. that there. And that's the finished product. So there's the finished product of the bracelet. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take you into my dark room. I have a dark room where I'll take the bracelet and I will show you how it glows. It's phenomenal. It glows incredibly bright. And the longest I think I've seen these ones glow for is at least, oh, I'd go an easy half an hour before they start to like dim down a bit. So we're just going to take you into the other room. We'll be right back. Okay, we're back. We're in the dark room. Here I am going to show you the glow. This is the glow bracelet. Even though the color of the bracelet was pink, this is showing an incredible color. It's almost like a blue-green color. So that's the top part with the glow just kind of on the side. And then if I flip it over, you can have glow in the middle too. Just depends which way you start off with. Which one you go under with, which one you go over top with. And that's going to conclude the end of this video. Thanks for watching. I'm going to put a link in the description below as how you guys can obtain bracelets from me. Thank you, and take care, guys. Ciao.